Good evening, I'm Mitch Carr. Kate Capodanno is on assignment. We thank you for joining us, and we begin tonight with breaking news out of Roanoke. An airplane has run off the runway at Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport. It was a United flight from Dulles International Airport from the D.C. area bound for Roanoke. Now, thankfully, no one was injured according to the Virginia State Police. We do know right now that the airport road exit, so if you're going on Hirschberger and you're going east toward Williamson, that flyover is closed. It's blocked off. All the runways at the airport are closed. Obviously, no planes are leaving or coming in. We understand that at the end of the runway, there's something called an engineered material arresting system. This is concrete blocks that are at the end, and they absorb the wheel, and the plane basically gets stuck in there, and that is how a plane can come to rest after running off the end of the runway. This all happened around 10 o'clock. We are currently awaiting an update from a media briefing from the folks from the airport and the Virginia State Police. And when we learn more, we will give that to you. We may even be able to take that briefing live if it happens during news time. But the most important thing for you to understand at this point is that there is a plane at the Roanoke-Blacksburg International Airport, that is a regional airport, that is off the runway. And there are no injuries at this time. So please stick with us as we continue to learn more. If you missed the beginning of this newscast, just before 10 o'clock, there was a plane that went off the end of the runway at Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport. Right now, we are getting set up for an interview with the public information officer there at the airport. And while we're waiting for this to begin, I will just tell you a little bit more about what happened. This was a flight that was coming in from Dulles International Airport in the D.C. area. It happened around 9:56. All the runways at the airport are currently closed right now. As well, if you're trying to get close to the airport or maybe over to the Kroger or the Sam's Club in that area, the flyover from Hirschberger to the airport is also closed. So you can't get to the airport. If you're at the airport, nothing is landing, nothing is taking off. As far as we know, and we're going to get more information as we're waiting for this interview to be set up right now, but as far as we know, the plane went off the edge of the runway. It landed in what is called the engineered materials area that is just a bunch of concrete blocks. The wheels land on the concrete blocks. They crush the concrete. The plane gets stuck and is arrested, as they say, right there on the tarmac. So it doesn't go any further. There were no injuries, and that is the most important part. And we are now going to listen into this press media briefing live. So let's go to that.
Okay. What were you doing over there?
I was the communicator for the police department and parking and construction and all the groups that people hated.
Yeah, everyone loves that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But yes, I had to drive from Blacksburg tonight. Oopsies.
Yeah. Okay. Are we good, Josh? Are we zoomed in? Okay. First and last name, how you spell it all, and your title here with the airport.
I'm Alexa Briel, Alexa Briel, PR Marketing and Media Manager at the Roanoke-Blacksburg Airport.
So let's start with the basics. What happened tonight? We know there was quite an incident on one of the runways.
Yep. At 9:18 p.m. Eastern Time here at Roanoke-Blacksburg Airport, the public safety team at ROA received a call from the air traffic control tower that an aircraft was at the end of runway 1634 in the engineered materials arresting system. That is the padded blocks at the end of the runway. So technically, when an aircraft overruns a runway, that stops them from going too far.
If the airplane had gone too far, what's at the other end of that runway?
So runway 1634 is our secondary runway, open to all commercial traffic. But it is the Peters Creek side of it. So when public safety and airport operations received that call, they immediately responded to the scene with their public safety vehicles along with the city of Roanoke to investigate. And then they were able to secure the area. There was no passenger injuries. And so then they were able to transport passengers via an airport bus to the terminal.
And those blocks, the system to prevent aircraft from going any farther past the end of the runway, when was that installed? Is this a newer thing for the airport?
So many airports have these. When they can't achieve the runway safety area via pavement, there's 1,000 extra feet at the end of the runway. We've always had ours, but this new EMAS was installed in spring 2024.
Okay. Is this the first time it's been used since spring of 2024?
It is the first time it's been used.
Okay. How did it perform?
It performed as expected and as it should.
What happens now with that runway? I know all runways are closed. Are they still closed at this hour? And what's kind of the future looking like for travelers who might be watching this tonight?
So all runways are currently closed at ROA. We are looking at the scene right now to see if we can potentially open up our other runway, 624, to commercial traffic. We've seen about 5 flights that may be impacted or in the process of diverting to other airports. If you're coming to pick up a passenger, please check their flight status and before coming. The area was previously secured off Hirschberger, an aviation drive to get in here. Now it looks like it's opening again to allow those passengers to depart.
Okay, yeah. So when incidents like these happen, we saw that the roads were closed off of Hirschberger to get to Airport Drive and everything. Is that typical for these types of Alert 3 crashes?
So these incidents are never typical, but we do train for them, and it takes a multi-unit response from Roanoke City. They are right there to assist us as needed, including today securing the roadways. They're also here to respond. We have mutual aid agreements with all the counties across the region, and we all work very well together. In the fall of 2024, we did a full-scale exercise where we practiced, what we do in emergencies, whether it's crisis communications or how we support families in the terminal, how we communicate, how information flows, and that's why we train to put this into practice.
It looked like there was 2 flights that were going to be arriving within the next hour or so. The one that was closer to midnight, do you think that one's being diverted as well?
It's hard to say right now. It's a really fluid situation. Right now, all runways are closed. We are looking to open up that second runway to allow flights to come in. No more flights are departing for the evening.
What about tomorrow morning? Are we going to expect delays from flights because planes aren't here for passengers traveling tomorrow morning?
When there are delays or cancellations, there is a ripple effect. I would ask passengers to please check their flight status often with their airline. That'll be the latest source of information. There's always the potential for, longer delays this evening coming into ROA and potentially in the morning as those aircraft are coming from other airports across the country.
For you guys, did the pilot alert you? We were hearing from passengers that this particular plane had been delayed already because of questionable maintenance things, and there was some maintenance issues earlier before they took off. Was there any sort of warning to you all before they overran the runway, or was it just once that happened, that's when the communication started because they didn't expect it?
Yeah, I don't have the information to answer that.
Okay. What's typically the process with that, though? Like, do you guys get alerted if there's something going wrong in an aircraft in a generic sense of things?
Yep. The tower is alerted, and then alerts our public safety team, who can respond and engage our mutual aid agencies across the region if needed. We train for this and are prepared. Right now, what's going on out there is the Virginia State Police handles the aircraft investigation. They'll be able to look into what happened and make their study of the situation, and then information will be released after that.
Can you describe the 1, 2, 3 again and which one it was?
I'm probably not the best person. I can speak to it generally, though. So here at the airport and airports across the country, oops. Do you mind if I answer that?
That's okay.
I'm not live right there.
Okay, can we... Is she
there.
live right now?
Hi.
And you are watching a live media briefing right now at the Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport. Again, to recap what happened, at 9:18, an airplane came in from Dulles in the Washington, D.C. area, and it ended up going off the end of the runway. Exactly how it went off the runway, what happened, we have not gotten an explanation as to what happened there. In fact, the Virginia State Police is on the scene right now. They are still investigating exactly what caused that aircraft to go off of the edge of the runway. What we do know is that it hit something that's called an engineered materials arresting system at the end of the airport. These are padded concrete blocks. So even though it goes off the edge of the runway, the wheels get stuck in the padded concrete blocks. They break those blocks. That arrests the momentum of the airplane and it stops. Most importantly here, we know that there were no injuries in this case. Also, she mentioned, that was Alexa Briel. She is the public information officer for the airport. And she mentioned earlier that this is the first time that EMAS system has been used after being installed in the spring of 2024. There are no flights coming into or going out of the airport at this time. If you're going to pick somebody else up at the airport, you need to check their flight status. They may have ended up at another airport. And that'll do it for WDBJ 7 News at 11. Stephen Colbert will be next.